Hello, everybody, and it is time for the top 16 of the October 2021 Chalislime Monthly. Today, we have seen a lot of really cool Swiss rounds, and honestly, I think a couple of them are going to end up on the main channel because they were just too much fun. Banger after banger after banger. We have finally whittled down this absolutely chaotic post-Synchro Storm tournament to your top 16 decks. And folks, it's 16 different decks. I don't know how. It's 16 different decks. How did this happen? I could not tell you. Well, okay, let me be honest. It's 15 different decks, but we're going to use a little movie magic to separate the two Phantom Knight players. But other than that, it really is 16 different strategies. I will be casting the first of these games and the remainder of Top Cut with my friend and compatriot, Sir Eminon. Sir Eminon, how are you doing today?
Hello. Doing fantastic, and I gotta say, I kind of avoided Swiss to, try and prevent myself from casting some jank decks, but I guess that was completely unavoidable given the current circumstances that I found myself in.
This was far and away our weirdest Swiss of all time. Usually, jank comprises like 50% of the tournament. Today, it was like 70. Everyone wanted to try out garbage this week, and while the decks that topped are mostly very competent, there is some garbage among it. So, real quick, I'll give you a heads up about what we're going to see today. Undefeated after 7 rounds of Swiss is Anthrax Fan 316, CSM Veteran on Phantom Knight. After that is Cursed Eyes with, I believe, their first top 6-1 on Super Quantum. And that, that one was a little interesting. Space Condor on Earth Machine, Random on Lyrilisk Tri-Brigade, a really cool deck that I think has become a lot more powerful after the releases in Synchro Storm. Battlestorm on Lyrilisk Pure, a deck that I'm really happy to see start taking names. Rabe on Blackwing. Kalidor on Orcust Mech Knight, Gia 76 on Zombie World Lich, X69420 on B Trooper, Roska 43 on Altergeist, Danny 41 on Drytron, Feraldo on Phantom Knight, but this one has the Requiem combo in it. Walker of Eclipses on Ad Insuster, Jeff Leonard topped with mine, Otaku Dragon on Subterror, and going down swinging on Invoked Dogmatica Shadow. What about that, huh?
All right, well, like you said, there's some legitimate decks in here, and then there's some interesting choices.
You can just say the Blackwing deck. You know, we don't have to beat around the bush here.
No, it's cool to see that certain players have like trademarked their decks, like X69420 and B Trooper, for instance. We see some familiar faces here. And I'm particularly excited for the Lyrilisk decks, both the Pure one and the Tri-Brigade one, because I've been hardcore labbing this deck for the past couple of weeks. And the new support out of Synchro Storm is really solid. So obviously this tournament isn't Brace of Destiny legal, if I remember correctly.
That's correct, yeah.
Regardless, I still think that the support can definitely keep up, even with the new tools and the shift in the metagame that's to follow. So really looking forward to casting those if they manage to get there.
And honestly, they looked competent enough that I would be surprised if they both dropped. We actually didn't get to see any Lyrilisk try in Swiss, even though 4 people did bring it. I think this is the only person who saw real success. But Lyrilisk Pure was everywhere, and the boards that deck can set up are pretty formidable, and they interact with the board state in a way that other decks don't. It is actually almost impossible to get over, like, Utopic Future Dragon, a 4 or 5 mat blue Lyrilisk, and then a Link Haribo. So I'm excited to see those as well. But as you had alluded to, some individuals have made a name for themselves, including Jeff Leonard and X69420, who is the duelist we will be watching right now on B Trooper versus Gia 76, who just won the Reaper Monthly's Zombie World Eldritch. So let's hop into the game. So X69420 has been around all day in chat, pretty much malding the entire time, and honestly, I can't fault them for that. Originally, this tournament was slated to have Burst of Destiny legal. However, the rest of the spoiler came out just a little bit too late for us to be able to use it implemented intentionally on Edo Pro. I don't think that B Trooper actually got anything worth playing.
Yeah. If it's any consolation, I don't think that missing out on Burst of Destiny really affected the anatomy of the deck too heavily. So,
I feel so bad for B Trooper. Yeah. They were really like, yeah, we're 1 card away from playable, and Konami was like, okay, don't give them 1 card. Don't even give them 1.
Yeah, instead, let's give everyone else a potential super poly target.
Yeah,
Even
of
though
course,
obviously it's
yeah.
unlikely to happen, but it's
If you
like
ever
a
super
step
poly for the
backwards
4
somehow.
material B, then, congratulations.
Yep. Also, I'm noticing this zombie lich build is 59 cards.
Yeah,
Or
they are
yeah.
all the way in. This is a very strange list. It's one of those like the idea. It kind of mixes. If you remember, like the Duelist Academy people who were labbing just like Lich period with like all the floodgates, inspector
Hmm.
border, etc. It's like that, but you're also playing like the Unizombie package that goes Unizombie, Send Necroworld Banshee, gets Baylor Drock. And I think the theory behind it is like the Eldritch half of the deck is just so available since any individual card transitions into either an Eldritch or a piece of back row that eventually gets Eldritch. And the starters are the only thing you could possibly break on. It's like too many of the normal summons and Inspector Border in Unizombie, too many of the Garnets in a Necroworld Banshee or Baylor Drock, and it's been working out really well for Gia. Eldritch is kind of at a weird identity crisis state where no one can really figure out what the best possible start for them is, and this one looked more competent than the rest of them. It topped and they didn't.
Yeah, what's interesting about Eldritch is that I think it's pretty uniquely positioned moving into Burst of Destiny format specifically, just because it has a pretty good matchup into Sword Soul going second if you open Lord plus specifically Scarlet or just two spells or traps.
Mm-hmm.
You can break the entire Baroness plus Chi Shao plus Sudden Shift board,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty solid. And then I think we're moving into a format where there's going to be, a fair amount of. I mean, there really kind of is like this, but there's a fair amount of like grind, like back and forth, and like Eldritch obviously excels in that department. But as you mentioned, a lot of the problem is just finding the correct engine to supplement the Eldritch half with. But this looks like a pretty good setup. We have Zombie World, which is great against probably this matchup.
It's
I would
actually an
imagine.
FTK versus bees.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have picked this one. I feel so bad. I'm sorry, X69420. I just wanted to see the troopers do their funny insect thing. A prerequisite to this being watchable was you won the die roll, and it just didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. And okay, an immediate scoop. Well, fair enough.
All right, that was a good one. This would be a lot more interesting if you were concealing any information, but when your name in the CSM server is X69420, the bee duelist, the duelist with the bees, I do not think that anything is really being hid here.
Yep, not exactly. I
And
guess
if you're a bee trooper, it just gets worse from here, right? Like you're so good at dealing with monster effects, and they just do not care about it in Eldritch.
right. Yeah, so we'll have to see like how adaptable the board is into this matchup, which I'm not entirely certain. I haven't really played this deck too much, but we'll have to see.
Chat says bee scoopers. Come on, come on.
Oh no.
I mean, kinda though.
Well, we'll get them in games 2 and 3.
Well, like that's like a meme, but also kind of the truth, right? Like game 2, you do get to pop off. They're on 60 cards, so like realistically, are they going to find enough hand traps to stop you? Probably not. And game 3, who cares? Just boarded a lightning storm like a normal person.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of answers to the Eldritch half, and it looks like we're off to the races here for the Bee Trooper combo.
And just any two insects will
yeah.
do it. Oh God, and the
And
normal
normal
is
summoning
Goki
Goki
Pole.
Pole.
Jesus, this
Perfect.
is such a stupid card. What is the lore behind this card? It's 4 Goki Boars decided to stack on top of each other like a really fucked up, totally awesome. It's just a fantastic card.
Yeah, and originally seen play in the Giant Ballpark strategy, which has come to major prominence. I won't name any names here, but
Are we going to see Giant Ballpark in the next Chalislime Monthly?
Oh, I sure hope so. It would be funny.
From Blackwing to Giant Ballpark, the
evolution of the progression decks. Yes, the mainstays.
And X69420 says, "Oh wait, I did this wrong. I turned my brain off and fucked up." They're saying that, but I think they can still do stuff with this.
Yeah, it really do be like that. Sending the Sting Lancer off the Goki pole, I wonder if that
may have been the screw up, yeah. So if you have seen this in the past, this is the point where you get to go into Armor Horn. You get to trigger the effect of the Resonance Insect, get a monster that banishes, and then of course you can use the banishing monster to banish the Resonance Insect and combo off from there. Going into the Pico here, shuffling and drawing. I'm going to add to hand here. We know we have the Era Blessed, so worst case scenario, we can spend our extra normal from the Armor Horn on that later in the turn. This triggers Resonance Insect. Resonance Insect is such a powerful card. This is, I think, what gives a lot of people the hopium necessary to play this deck, is that there exists a card that looks exactly like Ben 10, and ooh, a hand trap in 60 must be nice.
Yeah, Ash Blossom here is pretty decent, although it's definitely not debilitating by any means, because we see the extender right here. Okay. And Resonance Insect being stopped definitely is relevant, but there can still be a decent end board here for sure.
Oh yeah, I found the decent end board right now. I actually located the decent end board. It's a Nibiru token. This is pretty early, honestly. I feel like this might have been too quick, because the Armor Horn can banish cards from the graveyard and trigger the Resonance Insect, which gets an insect monster, to add maybe the Sting Lancer, which interacts with Eldritch in a really profitable way. But yeah, I'll just be real with you. There's no beating the rock in this deck. The Nibiru is just the absolute killer against this strategy. The thing that X69420 was malding about for most of the day was, if you're going to play a monster-oriented combo deck that loses to Nibiru, just play Phantom Knight. Like, Phantom Knight has been an all-star in this tournament specifically, but every time you watch a Phantom Knight player combo, and then you turn around and watch an Insect player combo, you're like, yeah, Phantom Knight is the good version of this deck for sure.
Yeah, Phantom Knight is highly resilient and has a lot of follow-up plays just by nature. Mm-hmm. But yeah, must be nice seeing Nibiru Ash and 59 cards though.
Damn.
And this might just be a swift game too, depending on how well Zombie Eldritch opened.
X69420 now typing the manifesto in chat. PK is better B in every way, every sense of the term. Oh, no, come on. The bees are right there. They can hear you. At least
really
cover their ears.
Like that.
I guess I do. All right, so we can go for Armor Horn here. We can at least banish the Resonance Insect. We can end on one piece of interaction.
We can do our best, yeah.
Wait, can we make Seraphim Papillion like this? That's something. Yeah, you know, that's fine. Yeah.
I actually did not know this card's materials, so it's, I guess, something.
Yeah. Yes, if they activate Zombie World, you do lose. Yes, if they activate Zombie World, you lose. Just don't let them activate Zombie World.
It's so frustrating that a singular card just shuts off your entire deck.
All right, so draw phase, we're going to Seraphim Papillion. No infip, of course. Really, no negation can come out right here. There is the Sting the Poison. On special, Sting the Poison adds a Battle Wasp monster, but the important part is it allows you to tribute another insect, in this case Seraphim, and target an effect monster to negate its effects till the end of the turn. So, usually this is part of a larger strategy, and, like, makes your opponent walk into negates. Here, because we have the rock, we could just go to battle, but Gia says, I'm not even doing that. I have much better stuff to do.
Yeah, opening Cursed Eldland quite strong here.
Cursed Eldland, Nibiru, Ash Blossom. How? Yeah. I'm playing 60 cards after this. Fuck it.
Yeah, just draw the best cards.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Lich in hand? Okay, now I don't feel so bad.
Well, we can hit the back row here. We can walk over the board.
So, interestingly, if that's the counter trap, this is not a really sick hit.
True.
It isn't. It's Forbidden Droplet.
But it's Droplet. All right, so do we know the other card in hand besides the Pin the Bullseye?
I do not.
I wasn't
think that we do.
I was not keeping track, but.
So you're probably not like dead here, but you are dying. One thing that this version of Lich does better than other versions of Lich is gets Zombie World on the field. Here we can use Cursed Eldland to send like a Waketo. At end step, we can search a white and a red, and the red, because we control an Eldritch, can summon any zombie, including Necroworld Banshee, who has a quick effect from field. It's not looking good for the deck that absolutely must have insects on its side of the field.
Oh, and the prosperity to help dig even further. That is pretty insane.
I mean,
so we find a starter, we can
about
just
this one.
Yeah, we like go to battle phase and then normal our starter in main phase 2 if we find like a solitary Unizombie.
Oh wow! Wow!
Well,
Oh god!
Those
So
are some
Zombie
good ones,
World,
all
or we
right.
can take Black Elixir. Both are really good here.
Zombie World is significantly less effort, but Black Awakening raises the ceiling. So I think you're
What if the
comfortable in just
unknown
taking
is
it.
also
Yeah.
Zombie World? Like it's a Unizombie or something?
Oh goodness, imagine. All right, so we get to just attack over the board here, and then play our engine in main phase 2, and then we have the inevitable grind game incoming with Eldritch, that is. I gotta say, this opening hand was pretty nasty. Prosperity, Curse Eldland, Nibiru Ash.
It's pretty
Pretty strong.
good. It was all right. Let's see the Unizombie 5th card. No, we're gonna go for Elixir here.
We functionally have it here.
Yeah. Oh, what's the card in our hand?
Interesting. I mean, we could have.
What if the card in hand is Necro World?
I was gonna say we could send the Necro World if we don't have access to it.
Yeah, it looks like that's what we're gonna do. Maybe the card in hand is Baylor Drock, and I won't have to feel too bad.
Yeah, but if it is Baylor Drop, we could just pitch it off the Unizombie, and that's another set of interruptions.
Nope. Looks like we won't have to
nope.
chew through Baylor Drock, but we will have to chew through Zombie World, and I have no fucking clue how we're doing that. And we don't have access to any interruption from the Golden Land spell traps. One downside to playing a really thick deck is while it's actually pretty easy to find Eldritch, it's a little harder to find the Golden Land spell traps just because of how the grave effects float. Now I imagine we will scoop. Mothman is not terrible. This is not an awful card. It can maybe draw us into something.
Okay. It is an extender. All right.
We know the last card is Pin the Bullseye. If it's a Cosmic, we might be able to do it.
And Pin the Bullseye does not really do anything here. So
no, I mean,
unless we wanted to normal summon it.
It's got to be exactly. Oh,
pain.
I'm so sorry. On any other board state, this would be. Oh my! Wait, it's worse than I thought. Oh, it's so much worse than I thought. They get to go Elixir, summon Baylor Drock, Elixir of White Destiny, summon back the. No, it's banished. So we have to get the Banshee from our deck, and the White Destiny summons the fucking Ash Blossom. So even if the Zombie World was popped, we could just go get another one. What a catastrophe.
Ouch. Yeah, just a really, really bad matchup inherently due to the amazing accessible floodgate that is Zombie World.
I'm never playing bees, dude. I can't take this shit. Hello, everybody. It is me, Joseph Rothschild, a.k.a. MBT, and we are back with the top 8 of the 2021 October Chalislime Monthly. We have some spooky decks that have topped, and here is your top 8. Unsurprisingly, Anthrax Fan 316 on Phantom Knight will be squaring off against Gia 76 on Zombie World Eldritch. That's going to be a fun one. We've got Jeff Leonard on Mystic Mine in top 8 versus Eri Danny 41 on Drytron. We have Cursed Eyes on Super Quantum versus Kalidora on Orchist. And the match we will be watching, much to the chagrin of my co-commentator Sir Eminon, is Battlestorm on Lyralisk versus Walker of Eclipses on Mech Knight. I told you I would ignore the results of the poll, didn't I?
Yeah, we saw this one coming, but I'm excited to cast Lyralisk at least.
Yeah, so we watched in the additional matches that don't go up on YouTube, Walker of Eclipses just clap a Lyrilusk Tri-Brigade player. But in the Tri-Brigade player's defense, they weren't really paying too much attention to the round. Battlestorm, we have seen a couple of times on camera here today, playing pure Lyrilusk, no Tri-Brigades, and they have put on an absolute clinic. I gotta tell you, the Lyrilusk boards they're very interesting.
Yeah, what I like about the pure build over the tri build, even though I've been playing the tri build a lot more, is that it's a lot more streamlined, and you have far more room to dedicate to like tech cards to answer the metagame, and that's like really, really strong. It used to be just solely reliant on like going second and like cheesing wins with like Assembled Nightingale plus weird cards like Psychic Blade. But you don't have to really do that anymore. Like you have cards like Bird Sanctuary, which just natively get you more materials under your Assembled Nightingale, so it can like be a 1500 attack point monster that attacks like 7 times. And yeah, you just punch people for game, and just as easily make Utopic Future Draco and Ensemble Robin going first, and that oftentimes is enough to beat most combo decks in the metagame.
Yeah, we've seen the end board of Linkuriboh, Assemblu, and also Utopic Future Dragon. Yeah, and honestly, that's like a horrifying board. If your Assemblu is like at 1500 attack, you have at minimum 3 bounces. They can't easily get over the monster without committing to a bunch of special summons, which you can then bounce with the Ensemble. The Utopic Future Dragon is just so effortless in this deck. This is certainly not the line you want to start with, normal summoning a Cobalt Sparrow, but what happens with this deck is you smooth out any hand with multiple activations of Recittal Starling, and if you already have all of your combo, which looks like they did as they Prosperitied for 3, you are able to even add some DD Crows to your hand over the course of this combo as well. Your first turn setups are just really sick, but the deck really does shine on the draw as well, as you said, just OTKing with Assembled Nightingale, which is such a weird card to interact with for so many decks. I kind of feel like this deck's got teeth, and I hope that we'll be able to see it over the course of this best of 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And like this deck is a super fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Just because like for a long time, the deck had 3 main deck monsters and not really a whole lot of a cohesive win con besides like obviously in the Tri-Brigade build. But you don't really need the Tri-Brigade cards if you are just going for this like much more again kind of like streamlined process.
And of course, this can be splashed in Tri-Brigade. We saw a lot of individuals doing their full combo and then being like, and now I will go for Lyrilusk Yellow and end on an Awesome Blue. We saw the Drytron player remaining in the tournament do a similar thing with Drytrons, because it turns out Assemblu is generic, but like it or not, I think these cards are going to be a significant part of the metagame in the upcoming format, even as Bode increases the power level of the format overall by, a factor of 10.
Yeah. And here's a cool thing. We know that there's Turquoise Warbler in hand right now, and this card, Bird Call, is so much better than just a Rhoda, because its secondary effect, a special from hand, helps you trigger stuff like your Turquoise Warbler if you didn't open it, or your Cobalt Sparrow, for instance, and you just get a lot of mileage out of that.
This is so funny that like Turquoise Warbler is meant to start your plays, but if you search it mid combo and then Bird Call, you can still go for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. And this is going to be, looks like, just Assembled Nightingale, which will help you to protect your Ensemble Robin if you aren't able to get to Linkuriboh, which when your Exceeds locked on a Barrow Canary can happen.
Right.
But this functionally does the same thing, right? You can't now just attack over the Ensemble Robin, which is the card's biggest weakness. And sometimes that's something that the Tri-Brigade build does struggle against.
I love this. Activating Assembled Nightingale right now to put the Celeste Wagtail back in grave, so it can then activate its effect and end under the Ensemble. You don't have to get to the turn after this one, so just one activation of Nightingale is going to be enough. This is so sick.
Yeah, and because you're playing pure, you probably play multiple assembled for sure. So this is a pretty solid setup.
Yep.
And just shotgunning in draw phase, not playing into triple tactics talent earlier than necessary.
Right. I mean, as you were saying, this deck is so powerful going first, but it's also just powerful going second. Like, the availability of Zeus is almost unparalleled in this deck, and it's kind of knocking off Walker of Eclipses for sure. Mech Knights, of course, I believe they can be summoned only once per turn per copy, if I'm not mistaken. And if that's the case, yeah, per name. So if that's the case, that's going to be a real problem with Ensemble Robin. Ensemble also screws up Blue Sky because there's not going to be anything in the column because it's no longer in the column if it's returned.
Exactly, yeah.
And there's just a lot of really poor interactions against Mech Knight that Walker of Eclipses is going to try and get through here. And we're going to start, it looks like, with setting a column here. Purple's a good one, but you would...
It's pretty decent.
Ooh, I struggle to think of a better card to activate UFD against. This might fetch the Ensemble. We'll see.
Yeah. Might not even, right? Because, like,
what
are they going to do
yeah,
if it
just
stays
go to
on
battle.
the board? Like, yeah, you can't attack over, like, the Lyrilusk monsters right now, so...
That's so silly that they even have a line, if you fail to get Link Haribo to start your play. God, this deck is so sick.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
And if I wanted to learn more about this deck, I could go to your channel, right?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely want to play the pure build a lot more, because I think that it's fairly slept on. Whoa, 4-man skipper.
Hell yeah.
Hello.
So this is something that that I saw building the deck, and it made me think that I was out of my mind. But they are playing 4-man skipper, and they're going to trigger the effect to get Gachiri if they already have the Parallel Exceed in hand, which it looks like they do.
So if Ensemble Robin's activated here, that just gets rid of gets rid of the Link arrow for the Almirage.
Oh, does that just end the game?
Exceed.
Oh god, called by the 4-man skipper though. It looks like they are going to let the Exceed resolve.
Yeah, but that's also fair. Like you could just simply wait until something actually threatens the board.
Yeah.
Just being super disciplined with the interruptions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's
it is quite possible that they
card
are.
that might be an issue here, and I think we'll fetch the Ensemble Robin. But I don't want to say too much about it in case they're watching the stream.
All right. So I believe we know. Yeah, we know Barrel Canary in the hand of Lyrilusk. We don't know the other card. I'm pretty sure. So could be a hand trap. Could be an
okay,
card.
Battlestorm's in chat. It says I already know. Yeah, the card that has kind of taken this tournament by storm is Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, and boy would it be good against this board. Just link off your Ensemble Robin. Enjoy the crash.
Yeah, that would be pretty devastating for sure.
Yeah. As is, you don't really have a very good line here. Wow, Phantom Knights of Shade Brigandine. That is going to be a really sick card to return to the hand.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's only once per turn on its activation.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that would trade insanely well for sure. If otherwise, yeah, right.
The one thing that kind of screws up this deck is there are some like bad Ensemble hits. We saw versus Cursed Eyes in Swiss. We watched like a Super Quant Red come down and then just like kind of stared at the Robin, and it was like, if you return it, I'll just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so where do we go from here for Mech Knight? I mean, we have not yet... Oh no, we have normal summoned. We already committed to the 4-mud. So we could go for purple, perhaps.
Going for purple seems like a really cool way to like bait out the UFD. It also seems like a good way to do nothing, because what if Walker is just like, fine, do whatever you want.
Yeah, it really depends on the other two cards. And notably, putting the Shade Redeem back in hand actually gives Mech Knight an extra tool to set up columns if there's more Mech Knights in hand, although it would be kind of hard to actually make that amount to something right now.
Yeah, this is strange. I actually think that you were absolutely right. It was probably a big punt to not bounce the Almirage, unless it was blocked. I don't actually know how that interaction works.
Let's see.
Like if you summon the Almirage, do you get the first crack at activating an effect, and can you activate Parallel Exceed then?
Yeah, so these are all trigger effects. So 4-man's a trigger, right? If it sends the Graves Link Material, Parallel is also a trigger. Ensemble is also a trigger. But I think if they chose to activate, they could have definitely activated it in the window.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because they're all trigger
Would
effects.
they have been able to activate it in the window after knowing their opponent had a Parallel Exceed?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, then that was like certainly the play, right?
Right, yeah.
They're really thinking on this one. I mean, have they DC'd? This is unreal.
It's still definitely tough to break through this board, especially without your normal summon now.
Is MK going to time out? There's no time in Top Cut.
Okay, looks like we are going for purple, and this is resolving, in fact.
Yep. Yeah, we're getting Blue Sky, but Blue Sky just matches up so poorly against Ensemble Blue.
Yeah. I am
That's
not sure how we get out of
Sheep
this.
Rig. Sheesh.
Probably, yeah.
All right, there's Blue Sky. I imagine that'll just fiend an Ensemble Blue. Yep. Ooh, that is rough. I mean, I guess you do like have some monsters. It is kind of hard, maybe for the Lyrilisk player to OTK here, but I guess we'll see, right?
We know there's Barrel Canary in hand for sure.
Okay, right.
So-
I was just talking through it. Yeah, that seems pretty over.
They have options, yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
So, like,
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
can-
Maybe we can. You were like, dude, the OTK is already here.
They can definitely bring back Celeste Wagtail, and I imagine they're playing Bird Sanctuary since we're on Pure, which will help assembling OTK a lot
I can't
easier.
believe how good Bird Sanctuary is. That is a thrilling card. Yep, there it is.
It is a free upstart because UFD has 3 materials. Fun fact:
you all
the
read this?
Xyz monster doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be a Lyrillist that has 3 or more materials, so it works really well with UFD
This is insane.
or
It's
UDF.
your winged beasts become bamboozling gossip shadow in a deck where your winged beasts being bamboozling gossip shadow wins you the game, and it draws you a card. There's no reason that it should have to draw you a card, but hey, you know.
All right. So we're going to Recital to boost the attack of Assembled Nightingale. We can Recital for a search here. If we have another bird in hand, we can go for like Sapphire, or vice versa. We can like make a second, or actually this is our last Recital, but
Yeah,
we can like make
Sapphire is-
another Assembled even.
I would feel bad that we increased the attack on the wrong assembled, but yeah, no big deal.
Yeah. I mean,
It
would be
doesn't
okay
matter because you could tuck it with the bird sanctuary.
Yep. Yep.
All right, Warble here. God, and you're doing all of this under Nibiru protection with the fucking F-Zero.
Yeah. This is definitely going to be the end of the game for sure. And if you have 2 assembled, they can just both attack directly because that's
Yeah,
fun.
we're just going here. What set is this bird stuff in? I have great news. It's in the set that just released or releases this weekend.
This week, yeah.
Synchro Storm.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. This has got to be it, right? Bird
So we can Bird
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, draw a card. We can put all of our stuff under the Assembled Nightingale that has material, and then we can put the Celeste Wagtail under it as well. So then it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 materials.
And 5
It'll be on
attacks.
1200. Yeah. So it'll be on 1200 that can attack 5 times.
That's not lethal.
If my math, not lethal yet, but it shouldn't be hard to proceed from there. I think the problem actually with this turn was that we clogged up our zones.
Yeah, we simply were not winning by enough.
Yeah, we didn't have enough spaces to use the Warbler effect from hand. Which
Going
actually
for the
came up there.
Almirage here, I imagine will activate its effect.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
The Shape Brigade can also block if necessary. So we can attack 5 times with the Assembled. It's actually using game just yet, surprisingly.
This is very strange. If any of these were just a little bit larger, we could just get in with Utopic Future. But there's just too many blockers.
Yeah. There's like some permutations of like attack stats that work. It's like the Barrel Canary 200 attack boost with its own effect also comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like a lot more important in the pure build, of course. Yeah, if this thing was like 1400 instead of 1200 and could attack 6 times, like that'd be game. This thing can attack 6 times, I think.
So that's what,
that's 72.
76 we're gonna end up doing. We're 200 short. Are you kidding me? That's very funny.
Yeah, we're quite close.
This
This
is
Shea Brigandine actually is gonna. Oh, it actually wouldn't matter since
yeah, right.
someone just attacks directly regardless. But oh, not enough for game.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I imagine we still like go for the exceed. Yeah, here's where we make submersive and breathable arrow carrier. We do the Mambo special.
Yeah. Now we still have a bounce with Ensemble Robin.
We can make
And
Zeus
then we
here,
have like
right?
the Nightingale to protect. Yeah. But it's kind of awkward because like, which one do you make Zeus with? Okay, we're gonna make it.
God. Completely
just going all the
unnecessary.
way.
Yeah, the difference is the 12th Zeus.
Yeah, that is this is the fattest Zeus. Look at that. The materials don't even fit under the Zeus. Look at that.
Folks, I am happy to announce that Super Quantum is in top 4.
Oh my, no way.
Oh yeah. It's gonna go well.
I'm gonna have to cast a deck that I have zero clue what it does.
Alright, so this is this is the end of the game. The match is
It could have
over
made
yet?
Downerd.
Oh, I thought chat just said it was over.
They could have put the Downerd over the Assemble with no material.
Never mind.
Like, obviously. Oh,
There we go.
all right. We're gonna just bounce the blue sky.
They're thinking about something.
They could change shape again, I suppose.
Maybe it was like a droplet? No way.
Wow. Wow.
You have to tag out here in order to prevent
Tag out,
the
you can
infib from
chain.
resolving. But
Yeah, you can chain UFD.
I mean, you don't even have
Or you
to.
can just let it resolve even.
Yeah, now they don't have access to a column.
Wow, I can't believe that was the most hotly contested Shade Brigade activation I've ever seen.
You could go Link Spider? Yeah, let's go.
Nice.
Yo!
Yep, and we knew about this one because it was bounced back via the
Right.
Ensemble.
Do they have another?
I imagine they have a third copy in their deck.
Wonder if you negate this. Yeah, they're gonna.
Yep, fair enough.
So it's probably the only way I lose this is you get like a bunch of fucking material on your side of the field.
Did they draw a card off Bird's Sanctuary last turn?
I don't remember.
I feel like they had an unknown the entire time, and maybe I just missed it.
I don't know if I would have. Yeah. All right, so there's Move Man. Does Move Man do something?
So
Morning Star is
Morningstar.
like a card.
I mean, I
Pitch
suppose
the
you.
blue here. Oh, okay. We're
That's
on
a sick
hand.
one. Yeah, we know they're also on Succession, so they can Succession this back if they want, or they can just go for like Secret. But
Ooh,
if
they
they just
could-
go Secret Pass, they just lose to
It's
Zeus.
like they could also die when we Zeus in the end phase.
Yeah,
So there's Succession.
you have to try and out the Zeus somehow. This Zeus can activate 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Awesome.
8 material Zeus.
Really cool.
So Succession to target the World Arm, or World Armor.
I wonder if this fiends out the Zeus. This is like a pretty sick Zeus activation. And they're going for it. Okay, so armor allows you to get a world legacy.
Are they locked into Mech Knights or anything yet? I don't think so, right?
No.
Yeah, if they play Unicorn, this could be pretty good.
Prosperity.
gonna Prosperity.
Now. Wow.
Huh, interesting.
Very strange.
So I wonder if they're digging for like a specific main deck out. Oh, hey, Tyler, what's up? Good to see you in chat.
I think in general it's just hard because even if you like spend all your resources outing the Zeus, like you still have to contest the Nightingale. What the what the fuck was
This
that?
player is on trap trick.
Sorry.
Melio.
Excuse me?
Wait.
Whoa. Did I see that right?
Hold on. Wait a second there. Have we we have not normaled yet.
We are going for Zeus now.
Okay, so Zeus the entire board. This is a little scary for Lyroless because
what if they
Zeus
like
is pretty much Zeus is pretty much all they have.
Wow. That's a good one.
All right.
That's a good normal.
Good normal. Does it beat Zeus though?
Okay, so the format Zeus is what's fucking me up, right? Because like if you Gearsu send a card, that's fine, whatever. If you Zeus the Gearsu, they set. We know every other card, right? We know the.
We know Call By was just picked up.
The Call By and the Mech Knight.
The memory, the Well-Exceed memory.
You definitely Zeus here, right? And then you just Zeus the back row afterwards.
Yeah. You cannot let. You cannot let.
Please do not let them get to Ignition here. Because they will absolutely take it.
Like, this Zeus has 6 materials still. Like, it can send 3 more times. Like,
yeah, like
you can be fairly lenient with this.
We know they don't have a triple tack. Every card is known information.
Absolutely, yeah. So, like, you can play very freely.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's 2 Zeuses down, 2 more to go.
And go to end phase,
set
eat the board,
set
combo.
memory. Yeah. I mean, you can just go to end phase and then battle phase because
right.
Yeah, just
seems like we expended a lot of brain power we didn't have to this turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big Zeus.
All right, and that's game 1, right?
That is the end of game 1.
Whew, my god.
Wow, that was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, for real. I was like, oh yeah, this is over by turn 2, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it actually was, in fact, the fact that the zones were just clogged.
Yep.
And that really just made it so that the Turquoise Warbler on turn 3 couldn't summon back another name from grave to get an extra material under the assembled.
Oh, we have an update. Anthrax Fan 316 on Phantom Knight has triumphed over Gia and will be our first top 4 competitor.
Phantom Knight is so sick. I really like that deck a lot.
Oh yeah.
Such a cool deck.
They will play the winner of this deck or of this match in top 4.
Ooh. That is sick. All right. So if you're Lyrilisk, like, you're totally fine going second too.
Oh yeah, that's the frustrating part about this deck. I actually think you might force Lyrilisk to go first because you're Mech Knight.
Oh no. But they are choosing to go first.
Oh, okay, 4-month skipper time.
Alrighty. So
how's Jeff doing? Still in game.
Oh, okay, we got a link for...
Wait, this is so sick.
Wait, no.
We're going to reveal Sarah. Link for Sarah. Trigger Skipper. Go get Exceed.
That's so funny.
Exceed into to Rafflesia?
Wow.
That's hilarious.
So crazy. Wait, that's insane. Wait, they're adding another Exceed, so they have Gachiri already?
They added an Exceed with fucking 4
They added an Exceed.
Wait, what? That can't be right.
This is actually crazy. Wow. So
does the new trap tricks activate on your turn? Because if so, that's a hilarious way to set up a column.
Let's see.
No, it's just Baguska.
Oh, it's going... No, it's just... Alright, it's a lot more boring.
Okay.
For what it's worth, Baguska's really, really good against Lyrilisk.
Yeah.
So
I was excited for something Pog. Baguska, a little less Pog than I would have hoped, but yeah, whatever.
This is actually an FTK if they don't have, like, Droplet or Lightning... Or not Lightning Storm, Dark Ruler.
They legitimately, like... What would you do, right?
Yeah, this is tough for sure.
Super Quant is out of top 8. Ba ba da
Sag.
ba ba ba.
Sag.
Holy shit, though. Orcust in top 4. Let's fucking go.
Well, I'm actually fine with that because it means I don't have to cast a deck that I have zero clue what it does. So you know what? Silver lining. I will greedily be happy with that. So we're gonna grab Cobalt Sparrow off of this copy of the Bird Call. We're opting not to special with the secondary effect. We're gonna go for the normal summon. We're just gonna make a Link Karibo. And we're passing.
That's cracked.
Link Karibo pass.
Awesome.
I would almost just like keep the
Just,
Cobalt in hand. Like, I mean, this Link Karibo is like absorbing what, an 800 attack Trap Trick Sarah? I think like that's fine.
and that's what it's doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have kept Cobalt Sparrow in hand, probably. Like, I'd rather have the resource and just try and wait up a Gooska and play with maximum resources. Unless if you're like waiting out for a Barrow Canary in your hand, which is fair enough. I mean, that could be possible. The other good thing about Pure Lurelust is that you can just max out on all the names, whereas like the names can get a bit cloggy if you're playing Tri-Brigade Lurelust. You don't really want to draw Sapphire Swallow by itself.
So this is pretty crusty. We're using memory to get purple here, and purple can't activate its effect.
Yeah, it's just gonna go to hand.
It just goes back to hand, and then we fire it next turn.
Do we have game if we switch Braguska to attack here?
Just like summon purple, summon move man. If we have another Mech Knight, probably.
Yeah, definitely. Like we just like summon our whole hand.
No,
Seems pretty good.
We're going for it.
All right, here comes down the Purple Nightfall. We're gonna activate the effect.
This was a fun one. Oh, we're just getting Gearsu. God, I keep forgetting that there are good cards in this archetype.
Yeah, continuing from the point from earlier, I think Pure Lurelust has the advantage of just maxing out on the Lurelust names, whereas like Tri-Brigade Lurelust, you have to kind of cut down on like the cloggier ones that you don't want to like bulk up in. Like we saw like the later builds of like Tri-Brigade Lurelust earlier play like 2 Cobalt, 1 Sapphire. I think that trend will continue. Yeah. So here's Lib. We're gonna grab Succession and also Paraloxy just for the 1 extender.
We go into a 2 here with the Sarah.
We could.
Oh no, we're just fucking making Boral Sword. All right,
we're making Boral Sword. All right, okay, all right, cool. You know what? Fair enough.
Oh
so
wow.
We can,
if it's infip, that's the only good scenario. It's got to be infip, and then you've got to have like the DD Crow for the Succession target. That's like the out. That seems like impossible. It's Cosmic.
Ooh, Cosmic.
That's not nothing.
Yeah, you could just hit the Succession and hope that they don't have anything, to be fair.
Oh, Rebecca, what's going on?
Wait.
No, come on.
No.
Drytron Lost versus mine. Let's go.
No way.
Oh, good. That's great.
Okay, so what happened there, I think, was Cosmic hit Crossout.
I thought that they were doing that because they had the DD Crow, but...
Yes, not. Maybe they have Nib?
I mean, this is fucking lethal, like, right? It's got to be Nibiru or bust. Yep.
They do, yeah. They have
call,
Nib.
good call.
I'm like, there's no way. Like, no way you don't hit Succession. Yeah, and the interesting there, by the way, in case...
Wow, and hitting the Crossout actually mattered. That would have stopped the Nibiru.
Yeah, not only did that matter, but like the Lib was then forced to shuffle one of their own set cards, because they had 3 sets.
That's how it works?
If you recall. Yeah, because
so
it's marked. Yeah, because the Cosmic was marked to go to the graveyard, so it couldn't be shuffled back. Since it was already activated.
Wow, this is like this is a really big opening for Battlestorm.
Oh, Oh, it looks like it's not over just yet. They have looks like another Mech Knight, perhaps. Nope, just kidding.
Okay, so this is kind of a crusty position to be in as the Lyrilisk player because you really don't want a big-ass rock on your side of the field, right?
Yep. But it's not a problem when Bureau Canary exists,
Yeah.
and that's why they put Cobalt Sparrow in grave turn 1.
Wow. Damn, this person was like on a whole nother level. They saw their line just like splay down in front of them. Here we are being like, well, I think we would have kept that in hand.
Yep, and the
There's
best
my
thing
tail.
about like Turquoise Warbler is that, you know, with Bird Call, you really are able to just hold the Warbler for later in your combo.
We can Recital
Like they picked
for
up
Sapphire here.
Yeah, they picked up Celeste. Here they can go for they can boost their Nibiru, which is very funny.
This is very you have to boost the Nibiru.
And yeah, they can go for Sapphire Swallow, summon out Celeste Wagtail. They can like search for Bird Call if they don't have it already. Go for the Turquoise Warbler, and the Warbler special another monster.
This
and that
motherfucker
is
passed
crazy.
2 turns in a row, and they're about to set up a combo. How are they not
Yeah.
dead?
Cosmic Nibiru is
Hell
2
of a
card
taunt.
FTK.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is looking to be game if there's nothing from Mech Knight.
Yeah. Do we know any of the cards in the Mech Knight player's hand? I think we know.
I was just about to ask. They don't have the Parallel Exceed anymore because they used the last one. They're even going for Bird Sanctuary. Maybe they even have Bird Call already.
Oh yeah, provided these people are here, there is going to be a timer that goes off. Just ignore it. There's no time in Top Cut.
Yeah. So what's cool here is that you can go Recital Chainlink 1 to boost and Recital Chainlink 2, applying Sapphire Swallow to attach, so it gains 900 attack instead of
That's
600.
kind of sick. If that comes up, it'll be very funny.
Yeah. I mean, the damage threshold, like, that matters if it's applying to Assembled, right? Because that's,
Right.
like, an extra 300 per attack,
Yeah.
which adds up very fast.
This is.
And we saw the
almost
difference
the end
last
of the
game was
right?
200. Oh, absolutely. If there's Bird Call in hand, this is absolutely game.
Okay, so here's
Even
the
if not,
UFD.
this is, like, pretty good.
It's very close. Ooh.
Okay.
Doing this before the UFD comes down.
So
That's, like,
against Pure, it might be different, but letting them get to the second recital search is a bit risky because
Now if they have the
Bird
call, you know, they're...
yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so now we can just summon the Turquoise Warbler from hand. Add the fucking Birdly back. That's why they didn't call Nibiru, apparently. I guess it didn't matter that they banished the cross out anyway.
yeah. Well, cross only works until the end of that turn. To be fair, it's not like
No.
Call by the
I
Grave.
mean, it was in their hand. They couldn't have banished it from.
Oh, fair.
Provided they're only playing one. I have no idea.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about the cross out that was banished by Cosmic.
Oh no, that's what I mean.
Oh.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Like cross out isn't lingering like Call by the Grave.
But I'm saying like it wouldn't have mattered even if they failed to hit it, just because.
Yeah. So we can go for a pretty massive Assembled Nightingale. And then we have Bird Sanctuary to draw a card as well.
Ugh, this
I'm
is
pretty
gross.
sure
It's
we
probably
ran through
not
like
lethal.
our extenders. It's definitely not lethal, but,
like,
it's
if we
pretty
just
good.
make the fucking 6-mat Zeus again, like,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, this is right now 4 materials under the Assembled. Assembled can be the 5th, Downer can be the 6th. Yeah. Decks that have like built-in mechanisms to beat Nibiru are like super strong.
Yeah. And like that was the best possible time to Nibiru though, right? Because right after that the UFD comes down.
Yeah, like you could argue that you just drop it on the second recital summon before they get a chance to search and just put them on like better
Not
have both
yeah.
Warbler and Bird Call hard drawn already. That's probably when I would have dropped Nibiru to be honest, but I mean
Well, we can't all be as smart as you.
I mean, it really gets punished though by like if you already have the resources in your hand. So
Here's the Downerd. Here's the Zeus. I guess we didn't have the Bird Call. Ooh, Secret coming down now, but correctly putting the fucking card in the only zone that can't get negated.
yeah,
That's nice. So they're doing this here so they can World Armor before Zeus is able to trade for the Secret. All right, so we have memory. I think we actually, is it 2 memory we know of? And the purple's coming back. Yeah.
It's really tough because
I wonder if
I
you
don't
just fire it here.
think- Yeah, like I don't know what this deck being Mech Knight has to actually force Zeus, like especially because the lib is gone. I mean, I imagine
There's
it's,
the
like,
bird
multiples, but-
sanctuary.
Yep, we can just draw a free card.
Sick.
Pretty good.
And then we're going for Zeus. Yes. All right. I'm done with this card. Wow.
It could have been worth to Zeus first and then Bird Sanctuary since you have enough material under it anyway, but
Walker of Eclipses says early. No, he wants to set back row.
yeah. I think wiping the board here is fine.
Yeah. The idea is, oh, you should do it in standby when the purple comes back. The response to that is, I have trap cards.
It's funny because like purple by itself isn't really enough to threaten Zeus.
It's so frustrating.
Like you really have to like. I imagine this deck plays Dingirsu.
Yeah.
So because you can go like the Galatea Dingirsu stuff, but it's still not even that great because
there's
at
a
any
column.
point you can just Zeus. Right, column setup for second purple.
Awesome, dude.
All right. Well, you can actually hard make Dingirsu here
Oh, just like
if you
overlay.
play it. Yeah.
Boy, that's real
I
rough.
think that's probably the best way to get rid of Zeus. But
It
we
just
know that there's
trades
Barrel
for it,
Canary.
right?
It just trades for it. We know there's
You're
Barrel
out of
Canary in hand,
material,
so-
and then they just have Barrel Canary. God damn, this deck is so good.
So the only thing is that like, you know there's memory that was added off the world armor.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's not.
There and
There is
All right.
not.
it wasn't set, looks like. So we're gonna activate it here.
And there goes any shot at Dingirsu as well.
Right, because now we're locked. So what is the play here?
You don't even need to play around closed world here. Oh, looks like it is going to fetch the Zeus. Chain
You
A
can tag out
purple.
one purple, yeah.
Sure. What these set cards are that they decided they were important enough to not Zeus in standby, but oh, what?
Wait, they're gonna
That's the
imperm.
wrong one.
Oh, I think they wanted to. Wait, no. I'm not sure. But regardless, they won't have a column to set up for it anyway.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Yeah. It was an interesting decision. But I think
Battlestorm
it
just
won't
jumped
matter.
into chat and said, "I picked the wrong one. My bad." All right,
Yeah.
this is game.
Well, it doesn't
anyway.
matter. We have Barrel Canary, so that's just game.
Yep.
Yeah, and we only went through one assembled, and we know that they're on at least 2 minimum. So
Wow.
this is.
This was textbook. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
Mech Knight isn't like a tier 1 meta threat or anything, but this deck looked so capable. I mean, I struggle to think of a deck that can beat like an 8-mat Zeus without like a triple tack exactly.
Yeah.
And you're constantly under threat of this stupid OTK.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Like this is a great deck. Like it would definitely catch people off guard, especially those who are like unfamiliar and unprepared to deal with it. We can boost their Zeus here.
Very funny. I like that you immediately said that. He was like, "Oh, don't I know it?" Like, I came here to boost the Zeus.
Yeah. And also, by the way, Recital has a hidden third effect that people don't know about, where all battle damage you take from battles involving the succeed summon card is also inflicted to your opponent.
That's so funny. So you can
it's
accidentally
come up
OTK
for
if you
me-
get them
yeah.
really low.
Yeah, it's even come up for me in the try build where I've summoned 2 of these things. I go, all right, poke for assemble directly, and then just crash 2 of my recitals into their monsters for game.
Why does it have this effect? It's like the relinquished effect.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
What a silly card. I know this was probably used for something stupid in the anime. Wow, just this interaction right here. Bird call summoning Turquoise Warbler. This is the second
Yeah,
turn
that
in a row
is-
they've used it. And
that is
this
the dream.
It feels unfair. It just feels so
It's
absolutely
crazy.
unfair.
It like gets around turquoise. It's like fair just summoning turquoise,
Yeah.
right? But it's in archetype.
But yeah, actually good.
Yeah. Again, normal summon Sapphire just to be able to attach even more material. So we can like make assembled, use Sapphire, attach a 4th one, Celeste Wagtail, attach a 5th one, and that'll be 1,000 times 5. So by itself, that is game.
Wow.
We don't even need the Zeus.
You also cannot steal the Zeus because Barrel is under it. Oh yeah, I forgot it has in-archetype protection from triple tech. That's really based.
Yeah, yeah. That's like what you want to be making your Ensemble Robin with, ideally.
Wow. This was really something, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And
Also, a quick note, yeah. With,
yeah.
with Barrow Canary, though, it only affects the Wind monster, or Wind Xyz that use it as material, so it doesn't apply to Zeus.
Oh, good.
But it applies to like all your Lyrilisks.
Yeah. That is going to be it. Battlestorm takes it, and that looked pretty competent. That was wow. That was really incredible, and I believe our last top 4 we're waiting on. Yep. Well. It is time for the top 4 of the October 2021 Chalislime Monthly. We have got 4 fantastic decks in Top Cut. We've got Phantom Knight, we've got Lyrilisк, we've got Orcust, and we've got Mystic Mine. Jeff Leonard has made another top 4. This individual has won a Chalislime Monthly in the past, back when it was called the Quarantine Series, and I hope that he is not going to do it again. But the story of this tournament has really been the cool stuff in SYNCHRO Storm, including the Lyrilisк deck that Battlestorm is playing, and we are about to take a look at right now. I am joined as ever by Sir Eminon, and I don't know, how do you feel about Lyrilisk?
You already know how I feel about it if you watch the top 8 match. This deck is super sick, and I really am looking forward to this matchup against Phantom Knights, because I think this is another really cool deck that has a very diverse range of build paths, and also has a potential new tool in Burst of Destiny as well, in potentially the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, because has pretty neat synergies with things like popping your own Fog Blade to get like Breaksword back to trigger Rusty, cool things.
How is Lyrilisks matchup against Mystic Mine? I would bet not particularly good.
Bad.
Jeff is actually 1 game up. Let me check Callie's list. Oh no. She actually does have a lot of stuff for this matchup.
All right. Well, it looks like Phantom Knights are going first in this one, and we're gonna go for a Cloak followed by a Boots. Pretty solid. Gonna go into Carabini.
I certainly think that Phantom Knight has a decent matchup against Mystic Mine. They've just got a lot of stupid crap in this deck.
Well, how do you out an already established mine is the question.
I don't know. Game 2. Oh wow. I don't want to spoil anything. But I will say if Battlestorm wins this, they do have a lot of mechanisms by which they can beat Jeff.
All right. Look forward to it.
All right, so we're just going for the standard combo here, and ooh, Ash Blossom the Rusty Bardish is pretty sick.
Definitely not bad, especially because they didn't open Torn Scales. And we see Anthrax Fan on the Skarm, which is becoming a lot more popular lately.
Yeah. Skarm's sick. Go for Silent Boots here.
Yeah, guaranteed follow-up is always really nice. So we're going to grab our Shea Brigandine, it looks like.
Oh, do we still have plays? We can go Ancient Cloak into a copy of Silent Boots or something? Oh,
we did open the Silent. Yeah, we opened with the Silent Boots. So we're going to have to special the Stained Graves after we go for the Shea Brigandine. And if they're on Dragoon package, this does make it.
So we actually know from previous rounds that Anthrax Fan is not on the Dragoon package.
Which
so
honestly, we're gonna go for Nightmare.
I kind of like. They're not playing Redoer. Come on, this is such cope, but actually kind of funny. Yeah, shouts out to Chaos Draft. Let's go. I think that Nightmare would have been pretty good here, but Redoer is still something.
Yeah, Nightmare would be great against Lyrilisк, I think, but
think how Redoer is going to be in the Mine matchup if they win this.
Yeah, this is not horrible. So what's interesting actually is that I imagine that there is at least a 1-set Fog Blade, and Cobalt Sparrow pairs pretty well in the fact that like it kind of forces you to use your Fog Blade earlier than like on the recital stuff.
Droll.
Getting Droll off the top.
Sure.
So we will see.
Uh-oh. That does not look
No,
good.
is this a brick?
Oh,
This is a brick?
no, no, not like this. We just saw this deck pop all the way off. All
Well, it really do be like that.
right, do you redo at end step here to try and, like, yada
You
lock your
definitely,
opponent?
you definitely don't. You just hold
Ooh.
it.
Oh, it has to be a
It
face-up
only,
card anyway.
it
I'm
only,
mad.
yeah, it only spins face-ups, yeah.
I
Only spins
played this
face-ups.
and I didn't know. Let's get ourselves a spell. That's the really important part. Let's go.
Oh!
Wait, it's Mystic
Wait,
Mind.
they're
Easy.
on Mystic Mind.
Yep, Battlestorm has been on Mystic Mind this entire time.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Oh, you were talking all that good shit a second ago. You were talking up how much you like this deck.
Might have to eat my words a little bit. I guess that's how you beat the Mystic Mind matchup. Just play your own Mystic Mind. All right, we're gonna go from Rusty to set Fogblade and mill a copy of Cloak, which can get us into a Torn Scales.
Yeah, chat, you figured it out. It's mine assembled. That's the idea. Do you think you redo her here just to draw the card?
If you like really are certain you can like push for game, sure. I don't imagine those set cards are just bluffs. And now that we know that there is Mystic Mind in the deck, Redoer can spin it back. So that's not too bad. We also know there's Tour Guide in hand from the Scarm. We're getting the Torrent Scale is a little wonky unless they have a way to pitch it.
Ooh, and putting it in a way that they can't really play around infinite impermanence.
Or they could just normal summon it because they have the Silent Boots, so they could just forego the Tour Guide.
Yeah, that's what they're doing here. Mine is the crossout target? That's funny. Wait, that's extremely funny.
Oh, wow. If it is a cross, that's
That's a pretty
fair
sick
enough, honestly.
crossout target, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Lyrilusk does not do very well against Mystic Mind, so definitely reasonable. So we can go for Breaksword, and then we can Rusty and Breaksword pop the 2 back row. And then
Wow, that's
any
incredible.
mechanism of OTKing will just be game.
Called by. That's a good one, but really good when you're using it
Not-
reactively, not banishing a Cherubini that's already
Yeah.
activated its effect.
There are 0 PKs that are to be hit.
Nemestrinus, thank you for the prime. One mine versus Orchist. We are entering game 3.
Wow, how is this my matchup going so quickly?
I mean, I imagine that it's just like either you have it or you don't.
I guess they just
right?
just don't bother wasting time. It's like sometimes you just lose. Really
That's
quick.
the thing with mine. Like, even if it goes 50-50, it feels like the best deck in the universe because you spend so long losing to it. When you win,
Yeah.
you win in 1 second.
Okay, so we are going to pop one of our sets being Fogblade. We're gonna
Ooh.
chain Crossout, but I don't really think that does a whole ton here.
Calling
Cross
cross out.
Call Crossout.
I love
Fair
doing
enough.
this. It's just like, yeah, I don't wanna see this card off the top of my deck. You got it. And I think that's just lethal, right? If there's not a Nibiru in hand.
Yeah. If provided they have like just any extender.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
They did a really normal summon to be fair.
Yeah, there's not a ton they can do. It looks like they were just going to combat. I think they actually did they do this under Nibiru?
Yeah, this is 3 summons.
That's sick. Wow. I like that a lot.
Yeah, they don't really have like a strong onus to actually do anything, considering that Lyrios just passed.
Like, if you've got
So-
some number of fog blades back there and the redoer with the trap still attached, like, what do you care?
Yeah. And you have a billion follow-up cards. There's also a Silent Boots engraved that will guarantee you add another follow-up blade, so
Oh.
we're even gonna...
Oh, we're doing it in battle? That's funny. And to avoid effect failure. Whoa!
Oh, we're tagging out all the way.
Why are we doing that?
we can bring back the Stained Greaves, which is how much damage? 1200.
12? That's
But they
not
didn't attach
lethal.
Torn Scales. If they'd attach Torn Scales, they could bring it back for the extra 600 for lethal, but they did not do that. Oh, Chalice.
Shut
Okay,
up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
Forget. Sure. What even was that?
Congratulations. That is the greatest BM I've ever
All right.
seen in my entire life.
That was actually just BM.
That was legitimate BM, yeah. Congratulations.
That was very, very funny. Wow. Chalice 4 game.
Main deck Chalice, by the way.
Yeah.
BM,
Chalice
he
is
won!
super sick.
There were a million ways to do it. It's the Chalislime Monthly. Shut up.
Oh.
Shut up.
Big brain. Big brain.
What's happening
Chalice is honestly pretty sick.
is the third game neither of them are summoning a monster?
Oh, beautiful. That is
Great.
the Mystic Mind
I'm sure
gameplay.
I was going to say I'm sure that favors Orchist, right? That is exactly what is happening.
Yeah, just keep pitching Orchis to hand
Prosperity
size
for Cosmic Cyclone. Let's fucking go. All right.
Okay, so here we go. Lyrilusk going first, I imagine. They're going to start with Prosperity, which is a lot freer in the pure build than it is in like the tri build. Gonna go. Oh, and here we go. Harpy's Feather Storm.
This card is incredible.
They're just so broken.
Why do they have it's just Azathoth.
Like why? Like why did they print this card? Pitching DD Crow off 1-for-1 even. That is everything you could ask for. Unless this gets ashed maybe.
Oh yeah, because like this is your last chance to fire an effect.
Alright, we can go for a Celeste Wagtail. Yep. We can normal the Wagtail if we don't have an extender, so we can get into Grave, and then overlay for Recital. We can grab Barrel Canary, and then Canary back the Wagtail and Wagtail Search, and go from there.
God, that's silly. God, that's so silly. And we're doing this with knowledge that the only thing that beats us is an infinite impermanence on a very specific point of this combo.
Oh, we have the extender already.
Sick.
So we have Warbler maybe. So yeah. Yep. This works too.
That'll do it.
So we can Warbler back this Celeste Wagtail and hold the Barrel Canary for later, which is great if we get like interrupted, because this is gonna get us Bird Call probably.
Yep.
So even if we get Nibiru right here, we can still at least end on like Ensemble Robin, which is decent. The thing that you need to be wary of is that like if it's not protected by like Link Karibo, it's a little bit weaker if you get Nibiru, but this is fine because it doesn't look like they have Nibiru just yet. So here we could add basically anything since we have everything else in rotation. We can even grab like another DD Crow if we have extras, but grabbing a Barrel Canary instead, which is fair enough. And then we can go for Utopia Draco Future. And we can even
now
like
we are
save
actually
the
insulated. Is Harpy's Featherstorm, you have to have a Harpy to fire it from hand?
You have to have a Harpy to fire it from hand, yeah.
Oh.
So, but you could hard make Harpy Conductor since it just requires 2 wins. So that's like an option if you want to like turn off hand traps on your turn, theoretically. So we're going to go for the Ensemble Robin. We're going to attach off the Sapphire and then Celeste Wagtail off its own effect. And now we have...
And the Ensemble is big enough that like you don't even have to protect it. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's huge. And then we have Harpy's Featherstorm. And we're actually just going to straight up shotgun it.
There we go.
Not playing around. Just going to activate it and say, better have it. And we did not even Bird Call, so that is left in hand for next turn. So how does PK deal with not having monster effects? I mean, they can activate them, but they're just negated.
Um,
how does Fam Knight play the game?
yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, okay, all right, okay, I'm still with you.
Okay, so we can E-Telly, which is funny because we can Carabini send for cost. So that technically works, although that's assuming it doesn't get bounced immediately by Ensemble Robin.
There's a lot of assumptions.
Uh,
Okay, all right. I'm still. Yep, there it goes.
all right. And we attach the Celeste Wagtail because it's just free, because we just immediately attach it if we need to, or just get it engraved for subsequent searches.
That was a fun turn.
And very, very cool. Man, fun that Harpy's Featherstorm is a
Why would they
card.
print this fucking card? All
Card
right,
is so
as you said,
stupid.
we have Barrel Canary. We can use that to bring back the Wagtail. We can treat the Wagtail, get ourselves another spell. That's cool. We already have the Bird Call in hand, so we can just get the OTK
the
machine
Bird
here.
Sanctuary. Yep, and that will be the game for sure. We can even just draw a card before doing anything extra. So I don't even know what singular card like beats this right here. Is
Maybe
aware
like
of that as well.
Battle Fader.
Nice. This card is pretty sick.
Do you like Where Art Thou in this deck?
I think in the pure build it makes a lot of sense because like you're playing extenders like Jester Confit, and like just a lot of ways to spam the board as is.
I can't believe Jester Confit is in this.
Yeah, well, you just need a critical mass of names.
There's so many free ones. I'm actually shocked it isn't playing Magician Souls, but I guess like why would you play one that has a brick when you could not do that?
It has a brick, yeah. There is a card that came out in Dawn of Majesty called Slow or Swallow. And that's if there are two monsters on the field with the same level, you could just special it from your hand. And it's a level 1 winged beast searchable off Recital and Cobalt. So some lists are playing that card. It's a little bit hard to summon at times, like if you get interrupted, like prior. Like if you get like sudden shifted from Sword Soul, for example.
Wow, there's like no reason to go this deep.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that card, but some lists are playing it. The funny thing with that card is that like you can Nibiru your opponent, and because the Nibiru token is also level 11 with the Nibiru,
You could do it that way.
You
That's
could
so
just
funny.
summon it. Yeah, that's the funny thing with that card.
All right, Nibiru plus Fogblade.
It's gonna have to be, yeah. I mean, this is a 1400 Nightingale that can become bigger because Bird Sanctuary can just equip this Recital Starling. So this can potentially be an 1800 monster that attacks 5 times. Yeah, chat's also talking about Winged Requital, which I agree is not a very good card. You have to have 2 winged beasts with different names, or 2 monsters with different names, and no non-winged beasts to draw 2. But you can just play Desires, which is like probably just better.
And we have made it to battle. All right.
Yep. And
Bottom.
if I'm not mistaken, we made Assembled that can't be targeted, so good luck trying to Fogblade this card.
Doc Martin Liquor, thank you for the 9. I like the funny birds. Then you must love this match. Yeah, there's just not a good Fogblade here.
Yeah. So the stark opposite of game 1, where
Could
they
be,
drew all of the combo pieces.
Could be Forbidden Drop.
They would have definitely used it by now.
Yeah, I imagine.
But even then, like you just go Zeus main phase 2 and you're chilling.
Yeah. Yep. All right, time for that all-important game 3. So obviously, Anthrax fan massively favored because they get to go first.
Yep.
You know, Zeus is a really good card, but Phantom Knight is pretty uniquely positioned in preventing like the Zeus from really showing up in the same way because you're always going to have 2 pieces of you can't attack in your back row at minimum.
Yeah. So that's why like Cobalt Sparrow is especially critical in this matchup. I have played a fair amount of the Tri-Brigade Lurisk build against Phantom Knight. So like what I've learned in that matchup is just to like prioritize getting access to Cobalt Sparrow if you're going second, to just like force your opponent to like Fall Blade at awkward times, and then you can like just make it to the battle phase. Uh-oh. Are you reading chat? Are you reading chat, Joseph? Are you reading it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, well, Torgai Kagamucha, hey, that's a pretty good start. Now, if you're Lureless again, you have a lot of spaces just to play side deck cards. You're like fitting a lot of like defensive cards. Even going for Scarm off the tour guide. Maybe drawing Craft, but like this just guarantees follow-up as well. I will continue casting while Joseph keeps them all.
I'm glad we didn't have to watch mine for 2 rounds, I will say.
Well, yeah. So while you continue molding, we'll go over the Phantom Knight lines.
Yeah.
So it's like Carabini can send Ragged Gloves. This is a great way to play around Nibiru, because like if they Nibiru you on summon of the Rusty, you just bring it back off the trap you send off Ragged Gloves anyways, and if not, then you just get to resolve Rusty.
Oh, that's cute.
So yeah, they also set a card prior to activating Carabini, which is pretty standard, just to insulate it from, I don't know, Ghost Ogre, I guess. So down comes the Rusty, and it's resolving, so we get access to our Torrent Scales. Well, it's pretty much Lancia or draw go second card at this point.
I don't think that anyone is playing Lancia today. Whatever happened to Lancia? I remember it used to be a big shot. Now it's just a little sponge.
It's just gotten like it's just weird with like the diversity of decks in the meta right now.
Right.
Some people still stand by it, which is like, I mean, there are still decks that it's decent against, like Virtual World, for instance, and like, yeah, but yeah, against a lot of matchups, it's just pretty dead. So we're gonna just go through the entire Torrent Scale line with the Ancient Cloak to pick up a Silent Boots.
We did have some VW players, yes. They did not do particularly well. I mean, what does VW do against mine, you know? Actually has a really good mine matchup. It's like an auto win.
It is. It's just free. It's just so free.
Chat's like, true. All right, so from this position, we've seen Anthrax do a bunch of weird shit over the course of this tournament. They are not playing the Requiem line, and they are not playing the Dragoon line. So it's going to be neither of those. But I imagine we've got something to do here. Breaksword's fine. We'll trigger the effect of the Rusty Bardish targeting the Breaksword. The Breaksword will pop itself. And then we'll trigger the effect.
It's interesting seeing what players... Yeah, it's interesting seeing what players prioritize in their combo lines. Because I've seen people like just forego Breaksword entirely and just make a bunch of Leviers.
Wow, that's wild.
Of course, that's like a lot better when you can just link off the Levier for Verte afterward. So, yeah, a lot of things to consider. So I think this is a spot where like an Evil Swarm Nightmare could be quite strong, especially with Fog Blades set.
Yeah. Wow, this card has really been the breakout for Anthrax fan. They have made this like 3 or 4 times on camera, and every time they did, they just immediately won the game. They were like, yeah, whatever. Look at this. Nightmare set 4 pass. Jesus Christ.
All right, Lightning Storm time.
Oh, even worse.
Kidding.
Nice Lightning Storm, buddy. Oh, that's killer.
Just kidding.
That is killer. And that's gonna serve them very well if they make it to finals.
So against the Lurisk engine itself, it kind of just depends on if they're relying on resolving Bird Call, which some hands you need to, but other hands like you can just special a bunch of monsters freely. But against or in a sided game where you're trying to insulate yourself from blowout cards like Dark Ruler and Lightning Storm and Mystic Mine, it's pretty good.
It's all right. And in terms of decks that can kill on the crackback, I think Phantom Knight probably ranks like first. It is
it's
real good.
Crazy good. Yeah. It's like Phantom Knight, Drytron, Virtual World. These are all like insane on the follow-up.
God, navigating this turn has got to be hard if you're Battlestorm.
Absolutely, yeah. You have to fight through Fog Blades.
There shouldn't be timers on, so I'm sure that they have as much time as they need. But Yeah, it's. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, not easy. You have to play through a pop from Rusty. You have to play through 2 Book of Moons, at minimum a Fogblade without any spells. So, yikes.
Does Nightmare screw up anything? Are there any Leer lists that are like if you only control wing beasts?
Um, Not like if you only control Wing Beasts, nah. Like
Sure, but
Sapphire
still will
just
screw
requires
up
you to
ones that are
control
like you
one.
have to control one and all your guys are face
Yeah,
down.
like Sapphire mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And for what it's worth, this card bypasses Cobalt extremely well. So, speaking of which,
Okay.
so going for Link Rebo, maybe that telegraphs the Barrel Canary in hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. You've got this deck's number.
Yeah, I've been playing this deck a lot.
I imagine you probably fire off a. Does this target or does this do both of them?
Okay, so it says
Yeah.
special summon also. Yep. Specials both. It's yep. That is an FTK.
Oh well.
Sapphire is off. We don't have a Winged Beast. We can't
Jesus
Bird Call to get
Christ.
another monster on board. This is
Oh
literally
my
just
God.
over.
That's pain. Just kidding. Barrel Canary says I gotta
Yeah.
try again next turn, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's gotta hope you live. Yikes.
And here's all
And that can be the
small
problem,
cards.
right? This can be the problem too, right? It's not just cards like Evil Swarm Nightmare. Like a sudden shift on these 2 monsters does functionally the same thing,
Yeah.
right? So it can be hard to go second when like you just
Oh,
have
God.
to stare down all these interruptions.
We can even eat the back row if we want. Yeah.
Yeah, we just
Let's see
popped
what it
back row.
was.
Probably a spell. Let's see the Lightning Storm. Let's see the Lightning Storm.
Huh.
Oh no, it's
That would've been a
Prosperity.
good
Oh, that
one,
could have dug for it. And now we just get to attack over the puny defense monsters. Or we can just
We
pop
can
all of
switch
them.
the Evil Swarm Nightmare to attack.
Yeah.
Gage was right. Book of Lunar Eclipses stonks. Well, this is a little different than Book of Lunar Eclipse, but same principle. Same principle.
Yeah. You don't have to draw this card.
Yeah, and you don't have to discard
pitch
for it.
your-
and,
yeah.
It's a little bit better in this particular
Yeah, I-
instance. Do we not have a trap in
love-
grave? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no traps because they
Jesus
banished the
Christ.
one wing. Yeah. And I loved Evil Swarm Nightmare in Lunolite though. I was also kind of summoning this card more than was maybe necessary.
It was part of Pendulum. It was part of Dragon Link when that deck was like fucking terrible and would Dark Lock itself super early.
Right, yeah. The early iteration of Dragon Link.
Yeah, the like Unchained Abomination pass, but
Yeah.
every time that Nightmare is playable, it's like, oh my God, this thing.
This card is like pretty hard to deal with.
So, like, this is a hard position to be in if you're an Anthrax fan. Like, how hard do you really want to go in on this? We've seen Anthrax fan in other matchups. Yeah, this is interesting. We've seen Anthrax fan in other matchups go for, like, Apollosis super early, and then, like, long lines that play around Nibiru. I don't know.
Yeah, here they're just fall blading their own monster, so maybe they want to link it away to get a trap engrave to enable Rusty Pop.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I imagine if they're doing this, they have lethal.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out how to execute it through the maximum number of hand traps. Like, we know they're on DD Crow, we know they're on Nibiru, and like, how much should we
This
want
deck
to
can play. This deck has so much room for just like tech cards.
Mm-hmm.
Going for a secondary Fall Blade as insurance.
Sure.
Have we used Torn Scales this turn?
There's Phoenix. Oh, are we Phoenixing first? There's nothing to Phoenix.
Phoenix to just clear zones, I suppose. But
Yeah.
it didn't put the fog or the break sword in grave.
We've seen Phoenix to clear zones, I think, pretty much every game from Anthrax fan. It might just be a long line to access code.
Yeah. Well, actually, I forgot. This break sword's getting banished when it leaves the field because it was brought back via the wing. So
Yeah.
maybe we just Fall Blade to bring back another 3 to make a second break sword after we get rid of it. Nope, we're going for Unicorn. Yeah, this could just be access code, as you said.
Yeah, I imagine it is. I think it's like a thought like, can I play around Nibiru profitably? And the answer is like, no. The way to play around Nibiru would be like, just get 2 Fog Blades in graveyard, and if they go for it, just like pop off, go off with the Fog Blades.
Well, it's a little scary if Nibiru is lying in wait. I have to see.
So we've got 2 pops with the access code Talker. This is lethal.
It is, yeah, because of the Fog Blades in graveyard.
Open game state. Now's your shot. All right.
Maybe just waiting until lethal is actually
cleared,
presented.
so it could be like a less powerful Nibiru token.
Yeah. Though it would be 0 defense, I guess, anyways.
Yeah. Nope, we made it to combat.
Oh, they don't have it.
Whoa.
Made it to battle phase.
So still could be
that's
DD
it?
Crow.
Yeah, that's the only way that this works.
It'd have to be 2 DD Crow. I mean, Jesus.
Fog Blade is once per turn.
Oh, okay. So one would do it.
One would work. All right, do you have it?
Looks like not, and Battlestorm falls. Anthrax fan 316 will be making it to his first Chalislime monthly finals in order to play against the greatest duelist in the history of time, Jeff Leonard.
This is gonna be a finals. I'm not gonna use any specific descriptors or adjectives here, but
So for what it's worth, I certainly think that Phantom Knight has a much better chance than Lyralisk would. But
sure.
Still a little frightening, to be sure. This is like the dream final for Jeff, a monster combo deck that ends on a million pieces of monster negation. I guess let's see.
Better hope we got Trap Redo turn 1.
Oh, God. Well, folks, this is it. After 7 grueling rounds of Swiss, 3 grueling rounds of Top Cut, we have finally made it to finals of the October 2021 Chalislime Monthly, and let me tell you, it's thematic in that this is the spookiest damn final I have ever cast. With me, as always, is my co-host, Sir Emanon. Sir Emanon, how do you feel about whittling this really diverse field through Lyralisk, through Speedroid, down to 2 decks, Phantom Knight, and Mystic Mine?
Thanks everyone for coming. It was great to cast the 3 rounds of Top Cut. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching. It was a really great time. Thanks for inviting me again, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, really appreciate everyone being here. So obviously we've got 2 individuals that are pretty well known for the decks they play. Anthrax fan 316 on Phantom Knight. This individual is a top 8 veteran of the CSM, and Jeff Leonard has won a Chalislime Monthly back when it was called the Quarantine Series with Mystic Mine. I mean, you all know who Jeff Leonard is, and you all know what he's about. And we are about to see it in this game once they are ready to go. Who do you favor in this matchup? Do you have a specific deck you think is going to win?
I favor the more skilled duelist on the day.
I
it
do
really
think
is
the better
anyone's
player
game.
will win. Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Okay, so for what it's worth, I do think that, as cool as Battlestorm's deck was, as cool as Kalidora's deck was, the other 2 top 4 competitors on Orcust and Lyralisk respectively, I do think that Anthrax fan probably has a better shot at doing this than anyone else. We saw in the game versus Lyralisk that they're on stuff like Anti-Spell Fragrance out of the board, and even in the main deck they have some tools to deal with the particular bullshittery that is Mystic Mine. And you can see they've won the die roll. That's a pretty important part of it. If they win this game 1, I think they are massively favored because post-board their deck just looks completely different. But one downside to Phantom Knight is usually they end on monster negation.
Yeah, the one silver lining of the malleability of the PK combo, at least in Anthrax fans build, is that we've seen a Trap Redoer come down, and that's not very hard to accomplish between Stain Greaves and the Shade Brigandines. So that is the potential way to hopefully out this in game one.
And of course, you would never do this blind, but you know who Jeff Leonard is, you know.
Yeah,
And of
it's
course,
not a
we are
secret.
immediately going for it. Just like, yeah. Let's go for the redoer.
It's not exactly a secret. Even like in top cuts of most tournaments, to be fair. Like a lot of people usually just talk to their friends and find out what people are playing. This is not really too much different with very well known personalities such as the Jeff Leonard. So yeah, we're not even gonna jump through any hoops. We're just straight up going for redoer.
And there are some other ways you can get monsters off your side of the field on purpose in this deck, but game one, I mean, redoer really is your only play.
Yeah, and the one bad thing about PK is that it's really hard to get Rusty off the board since it can't be linked away. So that is definitely a thorn in the deck's side.
One other interesting thing about Anthrax Fan's build is they are not on Dragoon, which in other decks, ending on like Redoer plus Dragoon, I mean, pretty easily could do it. Ending on it now, probably not.
Yeah, Dragoon is a very good hedge against the non-monster heavy decks. And without it, it can be a lot more difficult to, just contest like the really powerful cards that you want to be stopping. And also, I don't know if Jeff is maining the cards like Dark Ruler and Lightning Storm, or if we
saw them in the main last time. And not even going for the redoer effect off the top says I don't need that fucking card. There's Dark Ruler. Wow, that's miserable. So redoer here is not terrible. Let's see the Mystic Mind follow up. Yep, there it is.
Naturally.
Oh god, wow.
All right, and well, are there any other main?
Oh, it gets worse. How does it get worse?
It gets worse.
What do you call here? Twister's fine. Cosmic is fine.
Twin, Cosmic.
Imperial
Order.
Fuck, that's sick. Wow, that's a good call.
Well,
and the Cauldron as well. Do we have the Goddess Skuld's Oracle?
We actually drew Exodia. That's actually insane.
Yeah, Jeff going for the optimal line and gaining off the first one. Let's see it. Let's see the Skuld.
Drew literally everything. Nice IO. Can we get some nice IOs in chat?
Okay, so it's not as bad as it could be. No Skuld means that we could potentially draw an out, and I don't know what one would be, if I'm being honest with you.
We can just pack this one up.
Let me check lists and see if there's a reason to stick around in this game.
You gotta see if there's a main deck out. If there's not, just go to game 2.
And obviously this looks really terrible. But this is what was expected to happen, right? If you're the Mystic Mind player, you're trying to win games 2 and 3.
Yes. Oh, we're just gonna burn straight away.
There are some very particular cards that could stop this.
Oh, okay. All right. Saving the spoilers. We'll get a left arm here.
Okay, now there are very few. Yeah, now right. I would say there are very few.
Well, good game. How do you beat this game 1?
You just gotta get 3 Twin Twisters, buddy.
Yeah.
How is he this good? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Just the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Man, you got to scoop here, right? Man. You got to scoop here. There's just nothing you can do.
Yeah. I mean, unless if you like the slow burn, then sure.
Drag it out as long as possible. Get me that YouTube ad revenue.
Oh, we could be here for a while.
Well, one thing I'll say while the last of the light leaves Anthrax fans' eyes is that today we really did see some very interesting decks. And
we did.
More than anything else, I think that I've really been convinced on Lyralisk. Yeah, and Anthrax fan says, yeah, fuck it, let's just go to game 2. So what was notable about that is there is one Harpy's Feather Duster main for Anthrax fan. But you gotta draw it.
Yeah, you're never getting to it. If it's a one of, you're never getting through it.
So
Through the Goddess Gold. Yeah.
out of the board, you've got a ton of shit. Unsurprisingly, you've got Reboot, you've got Twisters, you've got ASF, you've got Cosmic. I mean, I literally would expect to see what, like 10, 11 cards being boarded out for Anthrax Fan into a series of game winners. But unfortunately, you probably do have to board into stuff like Anti-Spell Fragrance and then still go first, which is a weird place to be against this deck.
Yeah, I think you just have to board in every owl in your deck. Just throw it all in and hope that it works.
Yeah, it's so strange because Mystic Mine, you're like, oh, well, they can't activate it till I have monsters on the field, so I'll make them go first. But, like, Jeff is on the field barrier. You know, he does have a million ways to get to it. So it is a huge gamble to let him go first and potentially just lose turn one.
Yeah, cards like Left Arm and Prosperity just help dig for whatever you need, so it's tough. I would even think like cards like Reboot are good against this deck, really the way it's being played right now. Or
I think
the
that
way
you
Jeff's
probably
piloting it.
board into it just because you have a bunch of fucking shit to get out. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not great. Like, Reboot your Solemn Judgment, set a Solemn Judgment is pretty devastating.
Yeah, it's like you really have to capitalize, like, and they have to draw like very particular to make it work. But
Coder,
it's
I
still
have
very
just
difficult.
awful news for you. I have terrible news for you. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that not
Coder.
only
Oh
is
no.
Jeff in finals, I think he's about to win.
Yeah. Jeff is up a game right now. And this is
He asked me to do a
really
ruling quiz.
sus.
No,
Oh my
get
God.
Jeff on your channel for sure.
Yes.
That's free content.
That
What
sounds
do you ask with
hilarious.
Mystic Mind? It would be like a prohibition question. You could ask something about Skuld's Oracle. There's some bullshit that can happen with that.
Like Pyro Clock of Destiny and Final Countdown.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Anthrax Fan has elected to go first. Not surprising. We're going to go TGU.
Yep, you definitely have to go first.
So let me check Jeff's deck and see what he can board into. Because Jeff's sideboard is, I think, where his deck excels. He's a very, very good sideboarder, which is a skill that you wouldn't expect out of a player who plays Mystic Mine. But he's really, really good at it. Yeah, out of the board, he's got... I actually can't say the names of any of these because they'll give away too much. But he's got some stuff.
Oh boy. Well, we gotta hope that Anthrax drew the outs if we want to see game 3.
All right, so Rusty Bardish is something. I imagine we're going for the Redoer board again. I wonder if Jeff boards out of Dark Ruler. So if your opponent has Redoer and you activate Dark Ruler, can you chain Redoer targeting the Dark Ruler?
Well, you can't respond with monster effects to Dark
Oh,
Ruler.
yeah, right. There's a fucking text on that card. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm doing well here tonight. Listen, my brain
And
is
also,
fried.
you can't stack a normal spell that's been
Ba,
activated.
ba, 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 ba,
either.
ba.
It's okay.
Will we get Jeff's list? Yes. I am reticent to say yes, you will. All right, same line as last time. We're going to go Stained Greaves. God, even a Tornado Dragon would be crazy. We have had Jeff's list for years, probably. It's a little different than normal, but it's similar, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I
there's
really
the
think you have to open Anti-Spell or Imperial Order, or you kind of lose.
For what it's worth, both of those cards are just killer. They are, like, winnably strong. Okay, we're setting cards out here. If we're setting one card, that looks pretty bad. Okay. Set 2 pass, we could do this. Okay.
All right. Will we see the nice IO?
Redo or not pop your own Bardish. Ooh, that's kind of cute. Like, redo or Bardish point, pop the Bardish. Oh, that's actually kind of a play.
Yeah.
All right. Will we activate Redoer and standby? That's the question. You probably do. Yeah, let's see what we get here.
Do. Yeah.
I can't even imagine what the punish would be. It's a trap. That's sick. Oh, it's a judgment
getting
too.
Judgment. That's
a
pretty
great
good
one.
Not a bad one.
All right, here we go.
All right. Oh, we don't see a standby phase anti-spell. Dark Ruler again.
Oh, that's very strong. Fogblade targeting Rusty. Chain Redoer? Well, you can't put the Dark Ruler on top of the deck.
It doesn't do anything.
Wait, you totally can! We can tag
still
out
chain
of
it
the
to
Redoer.
tag
at
out,
least.
yeah.
So this is a
that would have been
way...
actually yeah, popping Rusty would have mattered there because now his board would have been clear.
Now Rusty would be clear.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely popping Rusty with its own effect would have been pretty sick. Well, slap down the mine and you win the game because I feel like Imperial Order would have been flipped in response to Dark Ruler.
Yeah. Could be like Twin Twister.
Wow, this is going to be a 2-0.
God, that's really depressing. A 2-0 that's like 10 minutes long.
Crazy.
This is my Eldritch Anti-Mystic Mine. The Eldritch Anti-Mystic Mine is Eldritch. You just play Eldritch. You go, okay, sure. I'll Conquistador here. I'll Lich in hand. Oh, wow.
Cosmic the set.
Wow, that's so heads up. Fuck. Yeah, that's killer. It was Twin Twister.
All right, and there are now no remaining answers.
Pain.
I feel like you don't set Twin if you don't have anti-spell set, right?
Yeah. Just for that reason. Well, it plays around Prohibition called Twin Twister or like Field Barrier. If you chain Twin Twister to the activation of Field Barrier, it wins you the match.
Yeah, but like they can always activate those cards before dropping mine.
Ash?
And then
oh, he doesn't have it yet.
Oh, he needs it's not left arm, but it's Prosperity. I mean, this is so many ways to dig for it. All right, let's see it.
Oh, there's
we got Planet Pathfinder.
I was like, oh, that Metaverse was that's a card that you can definitely beat if they set it, but
why does that call by the Grave Book like a prohibition? That's functionally what it did here, isn't it? Wow, this is insane.
Set to fire off the Planet Pathfinder. Whoa, what?
Oh, not even going for it.
Wait, what? It's a demise of the land? You saw the metaverse. Did he pick the metaverse? Yo,
he did pick metaverse.
Oh, Ash is still off. It's not called, it's Prohibition. I was like, you can Ash the metaverse. No, you can't. Oh, and because we
I thought he picked
because we had to Fogblade our own Rusty Bardish, we can't pop our own Rusty Bardish when the Redoer comes back. Not that we would be able to anyway. It returns, not summons.
Yeah. Well, now this is rough.
Yeah. No, we do have a lot of outs if we're Anthrax. Just taking a look, we have somewhere between like 10 outs remaining if he boarded all the way, and like that's fine. But you're gonna have to play through some number of back row. HFD's real good, but. Yeah,
oh my, for turn. It was the one for turn.
Amazing. He's just really too good at Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh no. All right. Well, it was fun while it lasted.
We still have some outs.
Yeah. Well, anti-spell doesn't do anything at this point, so it's like Twin. Was there Cosmic in here too?
Yeah, I think so.
And then like IO.
God, whatever that set card is. Aya would be crazy, yeah. Nope.
The only saving grace is that there isn't a Goddess Skeletal Oracle yet. As the only
Don't say that. Grace. You know we drew it for turn.
Yeah, now I just spoke. Oh my god. I shouldn't have said anything. I am sorry, chat.
I'm banning you. You're fucking banned, dude.
Alright. You know
he left. He's out. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the end of the game. When's the real finals? It's now. You're watching it.
I hate this game.
Oh my god. And Anthrax is going to surrender a swift 2-0 for repeat Chalislime monthly victor Jeff Leonard. Oh my god. Well, you know, what do you even say about that?
I should just shut up next time.
Oh my god.
Pain, pain, actual pain.
Oh my god.
Well,
Well,
congrats to Jeff at least.
yeah, big congrats to Jeff Leonard. The I
Oh
think what
no,
we've
it's
learned
clipped.
I think we've learned in this upcoming format is that yes, there's going to be a lot of really powerful decks in Bode. There's going to be a lot of really powerful decks enabled by the cards in Synchro Storm, stuff like the Baroness de Fleur, the Lyrilisks. But let's not forget, there is still a deck in the format where you just win on turn 1, provided you draw Mystic Mine plus a way to protect it. I would say that this was the best CSM ever. There's never been a more satisfying final match. Thank you for coming on. I'm so glad that we were able to commentate this together.
Yeah, you're welcome for ruining your tournament. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I forgive you, and I hope that Jeff can forgive us when he Mystic Mines the American government and becomes the new leader of the free world.
The hero that we need and don't deserve.
Quick reminder, as the comments have just informed me, if you play remote duels, this deck is not viable because Goddess Skuld's Oracle is banned. So, pretty good argument against online play here.
What have we done? We should just ban Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I think it's over. Well, I will see you all in the future. Thank you all for stopping by. Let me do some shouts out real quick. Thank you so much to Rebby for sticking around and doing an unbelievable amount of work behind the scenes, just ensuring that everything goes according to plan. Thanks to Coder and Alpha Cretin. They were the individuals behind MC. Luna specifically did a lot of work putting together the Synchro Storm ban list when Edo fell through. The fact that we could use the Synchro Storm cards at all is only because of their diligence. And big thanks to all of you for showing up and playing. And of course, a huge thank you to Seremanon. Seremanon, thank you for doing this with me. I know that this was not the finals that you wanted to cast, but I do think it was the finals we deserved.
You know, it's always a pleasure having coming on. I thank you very much for inviting me again. And honestly, this was really fun. Like the top cut, super diverse, lots of really cool stuff, as is tradition in your tournament. But I think like the forecast for Synchro Storm and Burst of Destiny, even though we didn't get to see the Burst of Destiny stuff, looks pretty bright if this is any indication to go off of. So that's good news for sure.
For sure. Everyone remember to be playing IO main.
Nice IO.
Nice IO indeed. See you around, everybody.